guys might have heard that we decided to pull out of Afghanistan after 20 years. Better late than never, I guess. I mean, obviously, I'm no expert on world issues, world politics and whatnot, but invading other countries, to me, seems like a bad idea. And pretty obvious why. Like, even if we're helping people over there, imagine if another country invaded our country. No matter how much good they might have been doing, we would have wanted them to leave. We would not have been fans. They'd be like, hey, fuck your occupation. Occupation bad. So, unsurprising, soon as we left, their entire military collapsed in 11 days. We spent $6 trillion goddamn dollars, probably $1 trillion in weapons alone. And now all the weapons we bought for the Afghanistan government are in the hands of the Taliban. Yeah, this is amazing, isn't it? Rifles, Humvees, and millions of rounds of ammo. Taliban celebrate their new American arsenal. They got airplanes, folks, 20 A-29 Tucano attack planes. They got tanks, Hummers, all our fucking weapons. You and I paid for it. Our tax dollars went to pay for the Taliban's new military hardware. I've been saying this shit for years. Imagine joining the military, going over to the country and getting killed by a bullet that your tax dollars paid for. It's exactly what's happening. In fact, it would be better if we would have never gone there for the people of Afghanistan now, because how can they ever possibly hope to overcome the Taliban when they have all our fucking weapons now? When they have $1 trillion worth of the most high-tech military equipment, the people have no chance now. They're enslaved to the Taliban for fucking ever now because of our goddamn stupidity, because we always want to go over and invade other countries, because the military-industrial complex can never have a goddamn enough money. Trash ass fucking country. Everybody should be angry about this. And all the presidents are to blame. Fucking George Bush, who said God told him to go over there and invade that shit. Barack Obama to blame too. Donald Trump, fuck yes. And yes, Joe Biden to blame. Every one of these motherfuckers to blame for this shit. Fuck everything about this. But what's amazing is I never thought I'd see this, folks. First, we have the conservatives rooting against America in the Olympics. They tried to overthrow democracy and install a dictator. And now they're openly rooting for the Taliban. As crazy as it could possibly ever be. And I made this meme. I know somebody else probably did this first, but I didn't see it, so I made it. The typical meme conservatives, progressive Western freedom, and yeah, the Taliban. They love the Taliban, folks, because conservatives want us to be a theocracy, and even more of a theocracy than we already are. You can't get any more conservative than the Taliban. And you listen to these incels, the kind of people that Jordan Peterson feeds into, the kind of people that Joe Rogan feeds into. They actually think women who dress the way they want to are slutty. They think the women should have to be covered up. Jordan Peterson teaches about forced monogamy. It's the exact type of thing the Taliban pushes. The exact type of female repression the Taliban loves. So needless to say, conservative dipshits are going out there rah-rahing for the Taliban. Here's Donald Trump Jr. sending a shout out to the Taliban saying, LOL, also not wrong. Yeah, the Taliban are not wrong when they say this, even though they totally are. Let's listen first.
دا سوال خو باید فیسبوک له ادارې سره وي د بیان د ازادي دعوت دوی کوي او دلته خلک د بیان د ازادي.
This question should be asked to those people who are claiming.
So they're asking them about censorship of the press by the Taliban in Afghanistan.
The question should be asked to those people who are claiming to be promoters of freedom of speech, who do not allow publication of all information. I can ask Facebook company.
Yeah, okay, Facebook is not the government. Facebook and Twitter have absolutely zero to do with free speech. Now, maybe free expression, but free speech only protects you from government intrusion, not from private companies not platforming you. So, of course, yeah, Donald Trump just lying his ass off, trying to pretend like, hey, we're not free over here either. The Taliban know what's up. Here he is shouting them out again.
Listen, you saw it during the original press conference. I was surprised that he took 10 minutes off of his vacation to address the people. I'm surprised he didn't do it from an ice cream shop. But that's what's going on right now. I mean, the Taliban is calling out our president. They're calling out social media and saying, hey, you guys aren't taking questions. You're not doing anything. The Taliban has been more about free press in the last couple of days than the Biden administration.
The fuck is he even talking about? No, they haven't. There's no way in the goddamn world this is true. So anyway, another shout out to the Taliban from this conservative douchebag, and there's plenty of them coming. Here's Lauren Boebert. The Taliban are the only people building back better. Yeah, shout out to the Taliban. Hell yeah. Oh my God, folks. Elected to the highest political body in the land. Conservatives sending shout outs to the fucking Taliban. Here's Matt Gaetz. Taliban and Trump should both be on Twitter. More legitimate than the last government in Afghanistan or the current government here. Yeah, is the Taliban more legitimate than our current government in America? Aren't they more legitimate than the previous Afghanistan government? Shout out to the Taliban, says Representative Matt Gaetz. Here's Candace Owens. We've reached the next level when the Taliban is hitting at the totalitarianism of the U.S. And yes, they are telling the truth here. Big tech in collusion with the Democrats have destroyed the elements that gave America the moral high ground in discussions about the freedom worldwide. Yeah, shout out to the Taliban. Here's Count Donkula, who blocked me after I destroyed him in a debate about white supremacy. What's up, Count Chocula? When your free speech record is so bad that even the fucking Taliban call you out, once again, Facebook and Twitter have nothing at all to do with free speech, but you guys don't give a shit about the truth. You're a conservative judge. You're pandering to your stupid ass audience to make more money because you're human garbage. And Tucker Carlson, folks, hey, you guys know why Afghanistan hated America and didn't want to be like that? It's because of critical race theory. It's true. It has to be true.
But first, since Kabul has just fallen, it might be worth asking the most obvious question of all. Why did the Taliban win?
Because Afghanistan hated another country invading them and occupying them for 20 years. Probably, we might guess.
How did the 6th century triumph over the 21st century? There are indications that the single most notorious and reviled government in the world, primitive people famous for their brutality, rigidity, and humorlessness, are more popular in parts of Afghanistan than they were when we expelled the mullahs from Kandahar 20 years ago. They don't seem to be less popular. So how did that happen? What's the answer? We ought to pause to think about that. Let's not just blow past it like it was an act of God. It's not. What is the answer? Well, countries are very complicated, all of them, so there are likely many answers. But one of those answers may be that the population of Afghanistan has firmly rejected what our leaders were selling it over 20 years. It turns out that the people of Afghanistan don't actually want gender studies symposia.
That's right, folks. It's the trans people. That's why the goddamn Afghanistan government fell in 11 days. It's because the trans just makes sense.
They didn't actually buy the idea that men can become pregnant. They thought that was ridiculous. They don't hate their own masculinity.
Oh, God.
They don't think it's toxic. They like the patriarchy. Some of their women like it too. So now they're getting it all back.
So basically he's saying the Taliban is based. Afghanistan is based. Fuck our Western freedom over here. Fuck our progress. Let's be more like the Taliban. #1 cable news network in the goddamn country. Hard to believe. Like, I never thought I'd see conservatives be like this, folks. But here we are. And one more. Here's the kind of violent avowal bullshit Fox News is putting out there. Let's just walk around Afghanistan and murder everybody. Why not? We're American heroes.
I don't want to be in charge, but if I was, I want to get the Americans? Cool. Give me 9 guys. I'm going to walk through the streets, and I'm going to kill everyone I see, and I'm going to grab the Americans. It is not difficult, but we have these
people. Not give up, folks. Let's just walk through Afghanistan and kill everybody we see. Hey, what could go wrong? Are we the baddies? I don't know. Maybe. We might be the baddies. Just saying. We might be the baddies a little